Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. I have a question for you. What would it look like if two of the very best players in the world swapped races? Well, that's what we're going to be looking at here today. We have ASL champion and #1 Terran in the world, Light, playing as Zerg. And we have two-time ASL champion, Queen, playing his Terran. Oh my God. What a match that we have here today. Very excited about it. I honestly don't know which side is going to be able to go ahead and win this. It's like Zerg and Terran play so differently from each other, and both these guys such experts in their own matchup, like with their own race, right? Like two of the very best in the world. Light as Terran and Queen as Zerg. So to see them swapping here on Nemesis, it's fun. It's cool. It's rare to find a game like this, right? Like, I mean, I've shown plenty of games where, like, for instance, Flash might play off race. And, there's some other games out there that I can certainly find of every pro sometimes plays some off race ladder. But the fact that you have, like, literally two of the most successful players in ASL history going at it with each other's races is pretty insane. So, yeah, let's see how this goes down. I would like to wonder for you guys to maybe post who you think is going to win in the comments. I think it would be very interesting if you do that before you watch and you don't cheat, right? Because, like, honestly, I'm thinking about it and I kind of feel like Queen's gonna win, right? Like, can Light hold on to just basic bio pressure from someone who can move at 300 plus APM? I don't know. It seems like it would be maybe a little bit easier to learn that side of the matchup, but of course there are strategies and builds from the Zerg side that are not that hard to do, right? Like, you don't necessarily need to rely on your Mutalisks. You can just go like carapace upgrades and get into ultras quickly, things like that. And of course, Light will have good micro regardless, right? Like, these top pros, they really can do everything. So, yeah, should be a fun one. And, we can see already the opening builds, just a very standard 2-hatch opener here from Light's Zerg, and Queen going for a 15 command center without scouting into a wall. So that's, like, kind of funny, right? Like, if it's a walled, like a very tight wall position, so you can get away with something like this. And you can see that he literally hasn't scouted at all. So he's just kind of playing blind here, but it is rather safe. There are things he could lose to, like if Light happened to go 1-hatch lurker, he'd just be dead. Right? There are things that could occur. A 4 pool would have killed him, of course. A 6 pool probably would have. 7 probably would have. I think he probably would have held a 9 pool. But anyways, whatever. It is what it is, and he's just not scouting. He does not care where Light is at. It's funny to see the impression that people have of each other's races. Light here going ahead. He's going to take this free third base, sending a drone down immediately to it. Yeah, just getting a creep colony. It doesn't actually know where Queen is at or what Queen is doing at the moment. And he is getting that blind sunken, right? Like, if there was a vulture, like a quick vulture build, then he would need this no matter what. So I'm glad to see him getting that. But of course, that's not what's happening. This is a very greedy build here from Queen. He's going for a 2 barracks academy rush follow-up here to the very fast command center. Should be feeling pretty good about his position. Honestly, looking at the builds, this is a better build that Queen has done than what Light has done, but not that Light has done anything wrong. It's just, he's playing pretty safe overall, right? Like, the only way he could have been greedier is to not make this sunken, but that would have been like completely blind and very risky in case there was something like a vulture on the way. Now the Spire's coming up. Continuous drone production here. Ling just kind of chasing this SCV across the map, and look at that, just scouting the natural. That's really basically all that you need to do in a situation like this. You know that they're already going to have an expansion up. Factory getting started. That is insanely fast. 4 minutes and 40 seconds before stim is done. That is insanely fast. I wonder what we're going to see. Like, is this going to be just a very quick Valkyrie rush? I wouldn't be too surprised. Valkyries You know, I looking at the Zerg point of view, I think that probably at the pro levels, a lot of the pro Zergs are frustrated with Valkyries, especially Light's Valkyries, since he has the best Valkyrie control and builds out of anyone. Now, here comes that little Marine Medic move out. There are going to be 3 Sunkens ready, so this is not actually going to deal any damage. Of course, he did have some good scouting over here to make sure he knew when this was coming. And as Queen sees 3 Sunkens, he won't even bother to attack. There is a possibility he goes after these eggs, but I don't think he can get them in time because, you know, the Spire is already done. But kind of funnily enough here, the Spire is done, and it's just drones being made. Queen's Nest on the way as well. So, yeah, that's kind of funny. It's just pure drone. Now, what this looks like is it's like a fake Muta build, right? But the funny thing is, Queen is literally not even scouting this. He's not going for comsats, right? He's just building his turrets when he thinks he needs them. The mutas generally get to the base, by the way, around 6 minutes and 30 seconds with the 2-hatch muta build. But literally no mutas are being made. And without the comsats, and by the way, you might be looking at this and saying, why isn't he making comsats? Comsats cost 4 SCVs. So the longer you can put them off, the better. But he's playing completely blind. It's actually kind of hilarious here, right? Because literally no Terran main player would ever not get 2 comsats. Some of them will skip 1 for a little bit, but get that scan off in the main base just to kind of confirm what things are looking like. So really funny to see that. Lots of turrets being made. Literally not 1 Mutalisk. Look at this. I mean, you get those 4 extra SCVs, but it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 turrets. That is 675 minerals that have been spent, and he did not need to spend that much. Now, here's the funny thing. When you make the Spire, your opponent has to make turrets, whether they scout it or not, because if you don't make turrets and the mutas come, you lose. Did he need to make this many? Well, you know, that's a little bit of a harder question. So I don't want it to seem like he could have gone turretless because that would have been too risky. That's the whole point of these fake Spire builds. Now, taking a look at what we have here, he's going to be closing up the assimilators. So doesn't want Marines and Medics to be funneling in there. We have plus Carapace on the way. Only a couple mutas have been fielded at the moment. Going up to 5 racks and just immediate vessels. So this is like one of the faster vessel rushes that I've seen. It's like insanely fast starports. Plenty of Marines sitting here. Some scans are finally being spent. And now some more mutas being made. That's interesting. So these are some of the latest mutas I've ever seen. It's kind of hilarious. He's got 6 Mutalisks, which is not even... That's not even like a number that you're generally supposed to use. It's 7 mutas to 1 shot in SCV. But I don't think that's what he's bringing these over for anyways. I think this is more of a scouting exercise. I think he wants to get over here, just see exactly what's going on. Make sure that there are turrets in locations that there need to be. And there are. Like, the 6 mutas can't do anything against the turret layout that we have here. Double dropship very, very fast. So, oh... My God, I actually just noticed this. An additional base down at 6 o'clock. So Light hiding another base. I don't really see any anti-air here. We have the mutas, and this is going to be for anti-dropship play because he has already killed off these geysers. So it's going to be more about trying to stop dropships from getting in, which is exactly what Queen is doing. Queen has gone for 2 vessels, and now he's going into 4 dropship. And 4 dropship is like one of the most popular kill moves in Terran versus Zerg. Generally you go for the 4 dropships after 2, 4, or 6 vessels, and after 6 is where it gets a little bit rough, where if things went well for Zerg, they might already have Ultralisks out, and Ultralisks are a very good counter to dropship play. Because, you know, basically Marine Medic can micro against everything else Zerg has, but not really against Ultras. Ultras just mathematically beat them. So that's, you kind of want to do your drops before then. Now, looking here, there is no Ultraless Cavern or anything like that. You know, he's just kind of turtling up a little bit. He's getting his Defiler stuff going. He is getting melee and carapace upgrades. So that is something at least. A couple more Sunkens going up. Nidus is all over the place. Let's see what these drops can end up doing. He's going to go ahead, ferry up some Marines and Medics. And this is a ramp that leads down into the main base. Already, we have good defense here from Light. Look at that. bringing lurkers over. He has defilers ready. The Muta's coming over to help here as well. 2 more dropships dropping more off, and the other 2 going home right now. A good stim and spread here from Queen. The first real engagement that we're having in this game. Now the double dropship going to this 3rd base location. Oh man, very good drop here. Looks like he should be able to save. No, maybe. Oh, he does just barely save that. A Darkstorm goes down, but we don't really have a lot here to go under. He definitely needs to load that up ASAP. Yeah, it looks like he does have a single lurker, so that will end up holding this. So that's good. Good defense there from Light. Now, what is Queen going to do from here? Because this is becoming a very hard position for Queen. He's got very good SCV count. Okay, he's got his vessels out early. He's got 4 drops already. He is dealing a little bit of damage. He is supply blocking Light. He's got a good amount of Raxes. Let's see. He does have 2 engineering bays upgrading as well. So there's a lot of good things going on for Queen's Terran here. And in fact, he's just taking a 3rd in the bottom left. He does have a little bit of map control, so it kind of works. But like, is he going to get into a position where he can actually break through anything Light has? Because Light right now, he's getting into his Ultralisk tech, right? He's got plenty of gas left in this geyser. These are smaller geysers, but he's going to be on 4 gas Ultra Defiler. And that's incredibly hard to play against. So Queen coming up here with these lurkers. And, I mean, Queen being the Terran, of course, coming up here with the Marines and Medics, the lurkers countering them, of course, running around, pushing that back. And, yeah, kind of a weird-looking game, isn't it? And here's the thing, just so you guys do realize, like, both these guys, all of their off races would be S-rank 100%. Once you're a pro gamer, there's, like, not even a question that all your races are, in fact, S-rank material. And generally what we've seen in the past is a lot of the pros, they can play the 3 races around 2400 MMR. So like you might be able to look at this and say this is at least 2400 on both sides. Very likely. Like I haven't seen these 2 in particular do that, but that's generally the case. Anyways, Irradiate goes down. He did get a Plague off on those 4 vessels, which is kind of nice. You know, SCVs have been sent to that bottom left, which is very important. Looks like some SCVs on the center location over at 9 o'clock, so going to be able to take a 4th base there as well. Some good supply right now for Queen. He is roaming the map a little bit, but again, and look, he's actually, I love this. I love that he's going to get into the battle cruisers. I love just the straightforward macro that he's got here. Very good building placement. In fact, better than most pro Terrans, the way he's laying out his base. Like, look at this. Look how much you can fit on one screen. This is a standard screen. I just zoomed into the exactly the right size, so he can macro this super, super fast. Very good building placement. But Light coming down, he's going to hit this bottom left, and all the SCVs are going to have to run away. It looks like they're going to drill through here, but with the lurkers and links, he can actually kill the eggs off very quickly and then stop this space as well. So this is a big problem right now for Queen's Terran. Light going to be able to bust through these eggs super, super fast there. Army is coming down to try to clear this out so that he can, you know, kind of re-expand to this area. But yeah, it looks to me right now like Light is definitely pulling ahead. Now, that being said, looks like we did get a little drop over here. Dark Storm going down. The Ultra is out. As you can see, there's not really any micro to be had against Ultras. The drops just never have enough units in them to deal with Ultralisks. You really need your full army to be able to eliminate Ultras at this point in the game against a 4-gas Zerg. So Light holds his 6 o'clock really, really well. There are units out on the map from Queen, but nowhere to really attack. Well, I mean, he could try to take out the eggs and force himself through that way, but doesn't look too likely at the moment. He has cleared this out, so it looks like Light is going to be able to rally some units over and attack this bottom left base once again. SCVs are being sent down there to get that mining back up. There were some Marines that were left, and they do have nice 2-1 upgrades, but Light is going to be able to easily knock this out. This is going to have to lift off while more units come down. And in fact, he doesn't even really have enough units coming down to clear this either. 4 Ultras with 4 Carapace plus a Defiler and all these Lings. Yeah, a lot of damage being dealt right now. Queen, he's popping out quite a few battle cruisers at this point. The battle cruiser is going to be very, very strong. right? Battlecruisers are quite good against Ling Ultra Defiler in the late game. It's one of the best things that Terran really has at their disposal. And the fact that he's going for a third starport got me excited about it, but you can see the game ends with a very easy Light victory. Light never really took damage. And it's kind of funny because it went, as I said, where like, well, I mean, you can do things like not rely on the Zerg, on the Mutalisk Micro, right? So what did Light do? I actually said he should just start upgrading Carapace, and that's exactly what he did. This is basically the easiest thing you can do against Terran that can win all the way up to pro level, is just quick Carapace upgrades. He faked Mutas, right? He got enough static D, and then he just kind of started running around with Ultras. And Queen, unable to secure additional bases, can't support that triple starport battlecruiser, so is knocked out. The final thing I have to say here is Terran is the hardest race. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this very strange off-race matchup.